What is up, Janksters? It's your boy Graham, also known as HamHawks42 on the internet, and today I wanted to talk about an article that Wizards of the Coast put out just yesterday about Phyrexia, All Will Be One. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute. Brothers War isn't even out yet. Not only is Brothers War not even out yet, we haven't even reached spoiler season for Brothers War. We've seen, like, the first look, like, hint spoilers that they've given us, like, half a dozen cards, but other than that, we still, like, we've seen a lot of artwork, but we haven't seen the core set of Brothers War yet. So I'm still hyped for that. And now Wizards is trying to get some more hype going with Phyrexia All Will Be One, which is the next standard set following that. All right, cool. Well, let's dive into the article to see what it's all about. So basically, they wanted to show off a couple new assets that it looks like they finalized, which is pretty cool. So here are the logos and the set symbol for Phyrexia All Will Be One. Looks good. I mean, the eye in Phyrexia being kind of a play on like the Phyrexia mana symbol, pretty sweet. We also see the Phyrexia mana symbol represented in both the standard set symbol as well as the commander set symbol. Good stuff. And actually, I really like the commander set symbol. If you're not familiar, commander sets accompany the main set where they add a handful of new cards and then also complete precons of commander decks that are designed to be kind of flavorfully linked to the standard set that they're associated with. And throughout history, the commander products have had some kind of a play on a shield as the set symbol. And so this being like kind of a spiky, weird shield with, you know, with little cutouts and things with a Phyrexian symbol on the face, makes sense. I like it. It's a good looking design. I gotta say, whoever does the graphic design stuff, especially with set symbols, I'm amazed at how consistently excellent they are at being evocative while being unique with such a small area to work with. And good stuff, all in all. I don't think we talk enough about how good the set symbols are, because they are. They're great. Anyway, then, here we go. This is where things get interesting. So, this is the draft booster display. Now, you might think at first glance, okay, cool, we have a booster box of Magic cards, and there's clearly a Phyrexian on the artwork, but Commander players who have that one person in their playgroup, who perhaps are that one person in their playgroup, will recognize this particular character, this particular Phyrexian individual. That is most definitely Atraxa. Now, does that mean that we'll be reprinting Atraxa Praetor's voice into Standard? Goodness, I hope not. But at the same time, I don't know if the power of Atraxa that we know is in multiplayer. Like, maybe it's just that Atraxa scales so perfectly to a four-person game, which, I mean, obviously that's what she was designed for, but, like, I think that's where Atraxa really shines, because obviously if you can stick Infect counters on 3 different people, then populate it, or proliferate it every single turn, my goodness, it's going to get out of hand really, really fast. So, of course, we know Atraxa from that situation. She also works beautifully with Planeswalkers or anything with +1/+1 counters, because proliferates every single turn is insane. Do you think Wizards would be willing to put something like that into Standard? Well, we have +1/+1 counter synergies. That is a thing. We also have a lot of really powerful Planeswalkers. What we don't have right now is a lot of poison counters. We have 1 poison counter generator that is currently Standard legal in a Johnny Sleeper Agent. Now, it is easy to look at that and think, well, Atraxa wouldn't really be super well positioned in the current Standard, so they probably wouldn't go for it. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Atraxa does see printing in this set, because she has 4 colors. So you gotta mean it. Like, she's difficult to cast. And on top of that, we're going back to New Phyrexia. This was the home of Infect. So I would be shocked if we don't see, maybe not Infect as we know it, but additional poison counter generators in this set. I would be shocked if we don't see them. They probably won't be as powerful as they used to be, because that's part of the issue with Infect. It's not that Infect is a completely broken mechanic, because there are plenty of examples of Infect cards that are good but not great. The truth is, there's a handful that are just busted that break the game open in a way that is unfair and unfun. You know, there are a handful of those. Wizards is aware of that. I don't believe they would reprint, say, Triumph of the Hordes. I don't think that's a thing. I would be shocked if they see that. There's also the one, Splinter Agent, I believe it's called. I'll put it up on screen here. If I got the name wrong, I apologize. That one is phenomenal. A couple buff spells and all of a sudden the game's over. Like, yeah, of course, those cards are very, very powerful. But I would be surprised if Wizards would be willing to reprint those. A couple of the other Infectors, maybe. A couple of the other lesser-known Infectors, and maybe some new ones that are more well-balanced. Maybe, we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised. I think poison counters do add an interesting flavor to the game, and we're going back to where it all began. So, well, poison counters are way back in the old days, but Infect brought them back in a cool new way for the modern audience with new Phyrexia. So we're going back to new Phyrexia. It would make sense. And Atraxa looks to me like they may be foreshadowing that. Or maybe they're trying to get us all to theorize about it and speculate. And maybe it's not there at all. Who knows? We'll see. I'm intrigued. At the very least, if this is a new take on Atraxa, I'm super curious. A fallen angel that has been corrupted by the Phyrexians. It's a cool character. There's no question. Like, the original design being so oppressive in Commander kind of dampers the intrigue of that, which is unfortunate because she's a really cool character. I'm very intrigued to see what they do with her here. Anyway, so yeah, that's the draft booster box display. Needless to say, it's evocative, it's interesting, it tugs on some interesting elements, so I like it. It's cool. I'm super interested to see where they go from here. Either, you know, no matter what the case may be, I definitely want to see it. Now, they also have the set booster box display. Surprise, surprise, Elesh Norn is in the set. Is anyone truly surprised by this? We've seen all the other Praetors. They've all come back. The war with Phyrexia is coming to a fever pitch. Of course, the big bad lady in charge is, of course, going to be represented. So, Elesh Norn being here, rock on, super cool. And that's really all there is to say about it. Like, this is the set booster. Elesh is here. So we have Elesh Norn and Atraxa, presumably in the same set. This could be very interesting. Now, this, in keeping with the current pattern that they've been doing with the Praetors, this will probably not be Elesh Norn Grand Cenobite. That is probably not what we're going to be seeing. They will do some kind of new twist that will probably not be related to an Anthem effect or a mass debuff effect, which the original Elesh Norn was known for. I would be very surprised if they go that route, because all the other Praetors have had mechanically unique twists on their character that weren't really linked to their original characters at all. So I will be surprised if they don't do the same thing with Elesh Norn. I'm super intrigued to see what they do with her. So with that, we'll see, but bottom line, Elesh is here. All right, cool. All right. Then we also have the collector booster display. It's nice to see, you know, collector boosters. They're here to stay. It is what it is. Another fancy artwork on Atraxa. I would imagine this is probably going to be the showcase frame artwork for whatever Atraxa card is in the set. Looks good to me. I like that style, that kind of like almost minimalist, you know, kind of almost like, it's almost like a diagram, but not quite. I don't know what that particular art style is, but I like it. And if that's going to be the showcase frame for Phyrexia All Will Be One, I'm on board. Let's go. All right, what else we got? Oh, we also have the bundle. Sweet. Yeah, we like bundles. Bundles are neat. Like, if you just need another spin down, because Lord knows you can never have enough spin downs, and set boosters, but you don't want to buy a whole box, bundles are great. They do what they do. Elesh Norn's here. Woo! Then we also have Jumpstart. All right, so Jumpstart is a product that they've been pushing a lot recently for new players specifically, as well as kind of another casual way to play the game. Now, they did release a Jumpstart with Dominaria. Last year, they put out just Jumpstart. It was its own unique product that had a couple of unique cards associated with it, but for the most part was full of reprints. And the whole idea is you get 2 booster packs that have 20 cards in them each. You shuffle them together, and you have a deck that you can play. And each booster pack is like preloaded with a theme. And so they come with, like, you might get a Goblins booster pack, and it's just Goblins and Mountains. That's it. And then you might get like a Wizards booster pack, and it's just Wizards and Islands. And you shuffle them together, you have Goblin Wizards. Okay, now I have a Goblin Wizard deck that I can play against whoever. And it's a 40-card deck that we can play limited style and have some fun, do goofy shenanigans. And there were some pretty cool, and they were all random. You didn't know which one you were going to open when you opened a pack. It's cool. I like the idea of Jumpstart. It's a neat product, and now they've gotten to a point where they're going to be adding Jumpstart to standard sets. So when a new standard set comes out, they will include a Jumpstart product associated with it, which is set on the same plane, includes a lot of the same reprints, I believe a lot of the same cards, and you can play the Jumpstart experience in whatever new standard set you're in. It's kind of like constructed, it's kind of like limited. You're playing in a very casual, easygoing way. This is a cool way to experience the game. I'm glad they're leaning into it because it's just very straightforward, very approachable. Cool. And now when it comes to the artwork, I gotta be honest, I'm seeing some interesting stuff here. We have a Leonin. Leonin are like known creatures on Mirrodin. It looks like, it doesn't look like that one's been corrupted by Phyrexia, but I could be wrong. That's pretty darn cool. And they're definitely going up against some kind of Phyrexian monster. I'm very much getting, I'm getting red-black vibes pretty hard from our Phyrexian friend here. I'm not sure what the story is, but there we go. More, we have survivors versus Phyrexians. I'm kind of surprised after new Phyrexia, like old school, I'm surprised like freaking anybody survived on Mirrodin, but this leads me to believe maybe they did. I'm very intrigued. Or maybe this is like set at a different time. I don't know. But in any event, Jumpstart's here too. Groovy cool. All right. And and this is the various products where you can buy them, what the release dates are. Now, interestingly enough, the release date for Phyrexia All Will Be One is the tabletop release is February 3rd, 2023. As I'm recording this, it is October of 2022. So as I said at the top, we haven't seen all of the Brothers War set yet. Spoiler season hasn't truly begun. And this product isn't even going to be available in the holiday season. So it is very early to be hyped about this. It just is. It looks cool. Like, it all looks neat, but like, I've got a lot of stuff to be hyped about, a lot of stuff to be excited about in the meantime. But anyway, then of course there's one other product that this is a pre-release pack. Okay, cool artwork, groovy cool. They're also pointing out some interesting stuff. During the pre-releases, there are a number of 30th anniversary promos that will be sent off to WPN stores that can be distributed at the store's discretion during the pre-release events. Looks like they have Core Haven, Vindicate, or Indicate as I like to call it, Exalted Angel, and Temple of the False God will be ones available at this particular pre-release, which frankly just cool. These are all great cards. Like Core Haven, Temple of the False God, and Vindicate are all fantastic. Exalted Angel, I'm actually not as familiar with this one. 4/5 lifelinker for 4, morphs for 4. All right, rock on, or morphs for 4, otherwise cost 6. Good card, rock on. I'm not mad at it. Anyway, good stuff. Cool. Like, I love the fact that Wizards is doing store promos, especially the fact that they're doing like playable cards. Also, mad props for using OG Temple of the False God art. Love it. Corona will always be my false god. Anyway, yeah, it's cool. I'm glad they do this because supporting the local game stores is incredibly important. If you want to have a place where you can go play Magic, the local game store, it's exactly where you go to do that. So we need them. We just need the local game store. So I'm glad Wizards is willing to throw them a bone here. That's awesome. All right, then, yeah, they'll be available foil promo cards while supplies last at WMP stores. Okay, cool. Now, there's one other product that I wanted to get into, and this is the Complete Edition Bundle. It is not uncommon for Wizards to pump out, like, specialty edition boxes or bundles, especially around the holiday season. Like, you may remember with Throne of Eldraine, when that came out, I think 2 years ago now, they had a gift edition, and usually whatever the holiday season is, it's not uncommon for them to come out with some kind of gift edition, which is like, it has a couple more bells and whistles. It's priced like $20 more than the other bundle, and like the box is shiny. Like honestly, with the Eldraine Gift Edition, it came with like two more boosters, a unique color spin down, and the box was foiled. Like that was like it. Other than that, it was the exact same thing as the bundle. Like both were fine. They were fine products. Like it wasn't wrong. Like whatever. But like I'm getting that vibe from the Complete Edition. However, I do want to point out a normal bundle contains 8 set boosters. This contains 12. So I don't know what the price difference is going to be, but if you do bump up to like the fancy edition, you're getting 50% more cards, like just raw cards. It also includes 12 cards featuring a special foil treatment, two of which are mythic rares. Now, they haven't confirmed whether or not those mythic rares are going to be set cards. Like, in bundles, it's not uncommon for them to include one, like, special promo version of a card that's in the set as, like, a guarantee. Everyone who buys a bundle gets this one card with this one special art. That's not uncommon. They do that all the time. In this case, we might be looking at 2 of those plus 10 basic lands. Or they could be 2 random mythics. with a special foil treatment. They haven't confirmed either way. But all in all, depending on what the price point is on this thing, obviously, this actually looks like a pretty cool product. I like it. If you want a fancy version of, like, if you want a fancy bundle, this looks like a good one. And the artwork on the box, rock on. That's what we got to go work off of. It's pretty cool. I'll take it. Groovy cool. So yeah, so the first look stream for Phyrexia All Will Be One will be on December 8th, and that is when they kind of give us the first drip of cards and kind of whet our appetite for the rest of it. At that point, Brothers War will be in full swing. We'll have it in our hands, and a lot of other cool stuff is going to be happening going into the holiday season. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very curious what the rest of the set looks like. And at the end of the day, the one that really has me the most intrigued is Atraxa. I want to see what they're doing with Atraxa. I want to see what Atraxa's up to. I'm very, very curious. So, thanks so much for checking out the video. I appreciate it very, very much. I hope you are all having a phenomenal day, and I'll catch you on the next one.